Folks, my next guest is the New York Times best-selling author of Big Girls Don't Cry and All the Single Ladies. Her new book is Good and Mad. Please welcome Rebecca Traister. Lovely to have you here. Your new book is called Good and Mad, The Revolutionary Power of Women's Anger. So, we've been hearing a lot, especially over the last year and a half, about women's anger, women getting justice for the things that have made them angry. How powerful is women's anger right now?
Well, we just elected more than 100 women to the House of Representatives for the first time. And it's really crucial to point out that those women, many of them were first-time candidates. The first two Muslim women, the first two Native American women, the youngest women we've ever elected in history. Women with very progressive ideas about how to alter the systems that have made them so angry. And so far, it's only been a few days. But so far, they're showing every conceivable sign that they are going to not just curse and dance and not apologize for either, but that they are going to push to make policy to make the world a more just place. Now, we don't know how it's going to go. But one of the things we need to recognize is that a lot of those women ran for office because they were angry, and a lot of them won office, won their primaries and then their general elections because angry women worked for them, pounded sidewalks, knocked on doors, registered voters, got out the vote. And so the anger of women that has been building and bubbling over in all kinds of different directions. The Los Angeles teachers, the majority of them women are on strike this week. The Me Too movement, in which angry women and storytellers have told stories, often for the first time, about harassment and assault that they've experienced. We're changing the structures. The women who are just elected to office are changing the power structure. They're changing our political system simply by being there. So I would say that the state of women's anger is pretty intense.
Well, is it... I'll accept that. Is this level of anger or women using their anger for power, is this new, or have women been angrier throughout American history, angrier than we've been taught?
Oh, yes, they have been angrier than we've been taught. One of the things I learned while writing this book and some of my previous work is when you're looking for the history of women in the United States, there's a two-step process. First, you have to look for the women that you were never taught about. And then when you find them, or even some of the ones you were taught about, you have to look for their anger, which you were never taught about. So there's actually a great example of this from the founding, which is like because there is political anger that we take very seriously in this country. The anger of our founders. Sure. Right? That's our national narrative, our lullaby. Give me liberty or give me death.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yes, but an anger, like they threw tea in a harbor because they were mad about taxation and policing without representation in British government. They were furious. And we take that anger very seriously. It is the building block of the nation. The interesting thing is if you go back, so there's a person that I didn't know about, I was never taught about. I wonder if you were or if people here were. Mum Bet. Do you know this name? Anybody know this name? Mum Bet was a woman who was enslaved in Massachusetts in the home of a revolutionary politician. And she heard the rhetoric, she was abused, physically abused in that house. And she heard the rhetoric of revolution in her home. And she began to apply its ideas about equality, about liberty, to her own situation. And she petitioned for her freedom. She won her petition. And that petition became one of the cases on which the abolition of slavery in Massachusetts in 1783 was built. So it's not, you can't just say, oh, sure, she was angry, but in a domestic space. No, it built the law. She changed the system. Slavery was abolished in one of the first 13 states because of Mum Bet. We were never taught about her. And who were we taught about? When we learn about the Revolution and the founding, who's the woman? There's one woman's voice that we always hear about.
Abigail.
Yes. Now, Is there one line that you associate with Abigail Adams? I feel bad testing you.
Is when she wrote a letter, all those letters, she wrote a letter to John Adams saying, don't forget the women or don't forget the ladies or something like that?
Okay.
When you're writing your Constitution?
Yes, and if you watch any documentaries about the founding, you'll hear in like that mid-Atlantic accent, like, remember the ladies, John, right?
Yes.
Like that's the thing.
Yes.
That's feminist dissent in the Revolutionary period. It's a low bar request, right? Just remember.
That more than half the population is out there
remember the
too.
ladies,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
Right. So it turns out in the same letter, not even like another letter that they didn't find, like the same letter, she says also, remember, all men would be tyrants if they could. Okay? Now, which, by the way, sounds like something an angry woman could tweet today and get like 1 million likes. Sure. But also, is the language...
I think her name is Sam B.
Yes. Is the language of tyranny. All men would be tyrants if they could. She's using the same language as those founders used about King George. And then she says that if the founders don't include the women in the nation that they're building, we promise to foment a rebellion. So she's also promising revolution. So, and that's in the same letter as Remember the Ladies. Mm-hmm. But weirdly, that never got transmitted to me in a classroom or in PBS documentaries.
We have 3 women who have announced for the Democratic nomination. Do you think, however difficult it was for Hillary Clinton to run as a woman in 2016, do you think it'll be easier for women to run if there are more women?
Yes,
so the critical mass.
Yes, I've been longing for the time that there would be multiple women and multiple people of color on a presidential stage. In part because just having one, always just having one, that one person bears all the representational weight. Like everybody wants them to represent them. And when you're talking about massive populations that have been left out of these structures, that's too much pressure for one candidate to bear. It also normalizes political participation of the population. We're supposed to have a representative democracy.
Well, the book is Good and Mad. The author is Rebecca Traister, everybody. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.